morning, dear students, and welcome back. Today, as you can see on board, we are going to start the second chapter of our English first book. That is, the name of the chapter is The Tsunami. Okay, children, you must have heard the word tsunami earlier. And do you remember when did tsunami affect or hit our country? And it included the countries, the havoc of tsunami destructed the countries like Thailand, Indonesia, Sri Lanka, and the southern parts, basically Andaman and Nicobar Islands of India, our country. So class, in this chapter we are going to study, it's a kind of case study where we are going to study the havoc of tsunami in Nicobar, Andaman and Nicobar, and Thailand, and the after effects of tsunami. What were the mentality of people who have faced or who have been through the havoc of tsunami? Okay class, let's see what is in the chapter. I'm going to read the chapter loudly for you all, and you all have to listen it carefully. And while you are reading it at home, just underline the difficult words or whatever new word you are finding in the chapter. Let's get started. A tsunami is a very, on page number 25, the first introductory para. A tsunami is a very large and powerful wave caused by earthquakes under the sea. On 26 December 2004, a tsunami hit Thailand and parts of India such as Andaman and Nicobar Island and the Tamil Nadu coast. Here are some stories of coverage and survival. Did animals sense that tsunami was coming? Some stories suggest that they did. Okay class, this was the introduction. Now we are going through the main chapter. These stories are all from Andaman and Nicobar archipelago. Indigenous Ignatius was the manager of cooperative society in Kachal. His wife woke him up at 6 a.m. because she felt an earthquake. Ignatius carefully took his television set off the table and put it down on the ground so that it would not fall and break. Then the family rushed out of the house. When the tremors stopped, they saw sea rising. In the chaos and confusion, two of his children caught hold of the hands of their mother's father and mother's brother and rushed in the opposite direction. He never saw them again. His wife was also swept away. Only the three other children who came with him were saved. Sanjeev was a policeman. Serving in Kachal Island of Nicobar group of islands. He somehow managed to save himself, his wife and his baby daughter from the waves, but then he heard cries of help from the wife of John, the guest house cook. Sanjeev jumped into the water to rescue her, but they both were swept away. 13-year-old Meghna was swept away along with her parents and 77 other people. She spent 2 days floating in the sea, holding on to the wooden rope. 11 times she saw relief helicopters overhead, but they did not see her. She was brought to the shore by a wave and was found walking on the seashore in a daze. Almaz Javed was 10-year-old. She was a student of Carmel Convent in Port Blair, where her father had petrol pump. Her mother Rahila's home was in Nankauri Island. The family had gone there to celebrate Christmas. When the tremors came early in the morning, the family was sleeping. Alma's father saw the sea water recede. He understood that the water would come rushing back with a great force. He woke everyone up and tried to rush them to a safer place. As they ran, her grandfather was hit on the head by something and he fell down. Her father rushed to help him. Then came the giant wave that swept both of them away. Alma's mother tree, calling out to her. A wave uprooted the tree, and they too were washed away. Alma saw a log of wood floating. She climbed onto it. Then she fainted. When she woke up, she was in a hospital of Camorta. From there, she was brought to Port Blair. The little girl doesn't want to talk about the incident with anyone. She is still traumatized. Okay class, this was it. Now I'll explain you the chapter. As we have read that this chapter suggests or tells us about the people who have suffered or went through tsunami, the destruction or havoc of tsunami, and how they lost their families and near and dear ones in that destruction or natural calamity. So here, what you have to do at home, I'll explain the chapter later. What you have to do at home is, you have to write 20 new words with their meanings in your fair notebook. And neatly. Okay class, if you have any doubt or query, you can call me by 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. and you can clear your doubts by the given time and try to make a phone call. No message, WhatsApp message or video call is accepted. Try to make me a phone call. That's it for today. We'll see you later. Thank you so much.